and welcome. I'm going to just give it a few moments for people to come onto the chat before we begin our new moon in Sagittarius exploration together. What strange times we are in. Hence the title of this live or video if you're watching the replay. Yes, we are at the end of 2025. Today is December 19th, and we are in an interesting mix of a new moon in Sagittarius, along with Three-Eye Atlas coming closest to the Earth today, along with the solstice, winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, summer solstice in the southern hemisphere on the 21st. So we've got a lot of energy working with us, and that we're working through. And I want to unpack it with all of you. So welcome. And we're going to get started in just a few minutes here. Just sort of get my space cleaned out. I do have some notes as well. These live streams. And I will say that technology has been very tricky, has been playing a lot of tricks with me recently in the last 2 days. So I'm going to hope that we stay connected. I do have quite the windstorm going on outside me, but it looks like we've got a strong signal here. So I'm going to trust that all goes as it should. All right. Now I see some people in here. Hello, everybody. Hi. Let's talk about the energy. Let's talk about this new moon energy. First of all, I will say that it's a very strange time. Hi, Dustin. I see your wrench. So it's there on my end anyway. Dustin says, I love you all. Hi. Hey, May. Yeah, so I did take some notes because I want to unpack this energy. But I first want to say that we are wrapping up some pretty massive cycles from the past. And so if you're feeling if you're going through a hard time, you're feeling a squeeze, or you're feeling misunderstood or alone or confused, tired, daydreamy, I'm going to give all of that explanation, but there's a bigger purpose for it. And this really is this time of year is designed energetically for us to have a slowdown, for us to go within. And again, in the northern hemisphere, we have winter, and the days are shorter, it is a darker period of time. And I'm just looking at the chat here. This is a time to slow down and go within, because we've gone through some pretty massive shifts and life lessons, and it's not complete yet. But if you're feeling down, or you're feeling stressed, or you're feeling like you've like whatever you have been working on or working towards is just not happening, or just like the way you wish that you could live your life, or the way that you wish that life would be or humanity would be, it just doesn't seem to be happening, and maybe getting really down on yourself, slow it down and bring it back within. We have a few weeks before we have all new energy opening up for us. Dustin says, feeling tested, but not necessarily defeated. Good. So I'm going to just read through some of my notes on the energy. There's so much to say. So I really condensed it down into like the important parts to pay attention to, not to get swept up in, but pay attention to. So we have the new moon in Sagittarius, which is in a square. When I talk about squares, this is a 90 degree angle of tension, of challenge, of possibly stress. So the new moon, which the new moon and the sun are conjunct, working together, both in Sagittarius, square Neptune at the very end degrees of Pisces, completing its 14-year cycle of Pisces. Also in a square to Saturn. And we also have Venus in the mix with the sun and the moon squaring Saturn and Neptune. Okay. We also have Jupiter in Cancer in a square to Chiron. And Chiron is it is the healing elements within us, the aspect of us that gives us the power and strength to heal from our core wounds that we were born into, childhood wounds, and things that have molded and shaped and shifted us throughout our life experience. The first thing that I wrote down that came to mind with this energy was cognitive dissonance. And it just wouldn't stop. Cognitive dissonance, which collectively, yes, we are all experiencing some form of cognitive dissonance to some degree. I looked it up on Wikipedia just to give a brief example or explanation or definition of cognitive dissonance. And this is what it said. Psychological stress due to participating in something that creates conflicting beliefs, behaviors, attitudes, or when new information challenges existing beliefs. Mental stress from holding conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes, or when actions contradict your beliefs, creating discomfort that motivates you to change something, to find consistency. This tension pushes people to align their thoughts and behaviors, reducing the unease through rationalization, challenging beliefs, or altering actions. I couldn't read my own handwriting. Altering actions. Yeah, so ultimately everything that I'm going to talk about with this energy, and it's going to sound very negative. I don't mean to be negative. This is just a very strange period of time. We've been talking about this all year long, that the end of 2025 was going to be very rocky, very difficult for many. For others of us who can see the light at the end of the tunnel, this is just like sit back, take time to yourself. You probably most likely are desiring time to yourself, being within your own energy, relaxing, meditating, not getting stressed out, not whatever thoughts, emotions that are arising, working through them, doing your inner work. It's very important. And I feel like this is really important for all of us to remember. So, and with all of this Neptune energy, there's just a hazy, foggy sensation. maybe even feeling a bit daydreamy. I know I was talking to Dustin earlier today about, he had brought up past, present, future, and it was interesting because I was having glimpses of that, flashes throughout my day, past, present, future. I couldn't find the focus. I couldn't quite focus on the task at hand that I was doing for more than a few minutes before I was pulled into past and then present and then future all over again. So it was very interesting. The path forward may feel or seem very unclear right now. Try not to let this get to you. Try not to push through. Be very present with this energy. And here's one of the reasons why. So going back to Venus in a square to Saturn. Now Venus is working with this new moon. This can bring up the sensation of being lonely or isolated, or just that nobody gets you, the black sheep, feeling rejected, feeling judged, criticized. This energy makes it hard to be social, hard to pretend, hard to go to those dinners and those things and like put on a happy face of like, yay, it's all jolly. Aloof is another word for it. This can also bring financial tension to this energy. These are just things to watch out for, not to fall into. When we're playing the game, when we're in the game, playing the game, forgetting our heart, forgetting our soul, forgetting why we're here to begin with, and we get sucked into the game, this is what we end up working with or dealing with. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, Dustin says opposition, just like lifting weights in the gym, energetically makes us stronger. Absolutely. Okay. So let's see here. Working with the tension, working with these squares with Neptune and Saturn and this new moon. Some of the things that may arise either within yourself or what you may notice within others. Escapism, the desire to just escape it all, whatever form that may take. Now, there's a strong energy pool if you know somebody that has an issue with substance abuse or just people wanting to overindulge, you know, just be there for people if they seem to fall off the wagon. So escapism, mental health issues can come to the surface in this energy. Old wounds and traumas, and we'll get to that one with the Chiron Jupiter square. This is an opportunity for us to work through the healing of our old wounds and traumas, but these things are arising within being triggered, activations through our experiences with other people, or just a feeling. It could just be something that arises within. But this is an opportunity to go through the healing process and transcend into turning your wounds into your medicine, into the healing. That's where the wisdom comes from. Okay, yeah, so going into the Jupiter Chiron square, this can bring a feeling, because Jupiter is in Cancer, so this could be family or just the inner child, never feeling or just not feeling supported or understood. That can be a very strong feeling. So these are opportunities to take those deep-seated feelings and wounds and work to transmute and change them. We can't keep doing things the same way, expecting change, expecting a different result. And that's the definition of a lot of this energy is we keep doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result, expecting some miracle, expecting some magical fairy dust to come in from the universe, from the cosmos, to make things all better. And I know that this time of year can be very mystical and magical, yet we're at the end of something big, some pretty big cycles here. We're finishing up Neptune in Pisces. That's 14 years. Chiron will be stationing direct February 2nd, and we'll be moving out of Aries at the end of January. So we've got a lot of new energy coming there. I'll tell you what, when Chiron moved into Aries, this was like around the end of 2018, moving into 2019. For me personally, that new energy was a life changer for me, but oh my God, was it hard, difficult, challenging, terrifying even, because I was making big, bold moves in my life that I knew deep inside I needed to. My soul was crying out for me to do it. My ego, my small self, all my fears were saying it's not safe to do. It's not safe to do. But I did anyway, and just went with it from there. Glad I did, but whew. We're closing out this chapter of Chiron and Aries as well. We have, okay, so going back to these squares, foundational perceptions. These are perceptions that we were born into, our foundation, our family, our roots, things that you may not have even realized. Oh, I saw things that way because that's how I always saw it. That's breaking open, cracking open, dismantling. This energy, especially with Neptune, brings up a lot of impulsiveness, excessiveness, grandiosity, delusional, fantasy, illusional. And coming out of this energy, we will be facing some really cold, hard truths if we were in that illusionary, delusional, grandiose energy. It's almost like, even just with beliefs, it's like, this is the way it is and I believe it, and sticking to it. I've fallen for this before, only to find as the energy dissipates that it wasn't exactly the way I thought it was, and having to be humbled once again by the universe. Hi, Darren. Good to see you. Lisa, with all this new energy coming in, it feels like the whole universe is upgrading. Yeah, it certainly does. It certainly does. Okay. We also have the Black Moon Lilith, who will be moving out of Scorpio, is at the last degree of Scorpio. Anytime a planet, a luminary, anything is at the end degrees, this is the test, the challenge, the culmination, the change, the cracking open. Black Moon Lilith brings up our deepest, darkest fears, insecurities, doubts, worries, but it also is that deep soul. It's a very passionate, feminine energy that stands up and says, no more. That's the energy that had me moving out of certain things in my life that the small self in me was terrified to do, but there's a bigger energy within that says, you cannot continue this way any longer. So we have the Black Moon Lilith at the last degree of Scorpio, 29 degrees Scorpio, which is unearthing some deep emotions from the deep, dark depths of oneself, in an opposition to Uranus. Unexpected, shocking, awakening, mask removing energy. Things may be revealed that we weren't expecting, that suddenly alter your perception. Okay, so yeah, we're closing Neptune and Pisces. That began the end of 2011, beginning of 2012, all the way up till, well, January. We'll be moving back into Aries. Closing Chiron in Aries, that was the end of 2018. And what else do we write here? Okay, so right now we are crossing an energetic threshold, a big one. This is life-changing. This is a universal shift in consciousness, in ways of being. But I will say the cognitive dissonance, that was probably the best way to sum up this energy of the end of this year. Just suddenly realizing my actions are not aligned with my true core beliefs. This is like somebody who's a smoker and knows that it's not good for you, but makes up excuses. We find ways to make things okay within ourselves, to keep doing things that we want to do until either our body or life or something says you can't keep doing. Like, you can, but you're going to pay the price for it. Hello, Chloe. Okay, hi everybody. How are you all doing? How's everybody doing out there? How are you feeling? If anybody wants to share their experiences, boy, what else have I been experiencing? A lot of technical glitches, a lot of technical things, just do a weird, glitchy things breaking, physically breaking. I haven't had any like really big, like, knock on wood, like emotional or eruptive experiences with other people. But it's not to say that I haven't had that throughout this entire year, working through it all. I do want to hold space at the end for us to really put in our intentions collectively for this new moon, as new moons are an opportunity to seed new intentions, new energy for a new beginning, right? But I'm not going to fool you. We're not really at the new beginning quite yet. If you're looking for clarity, if you're desiring clarity, I can't see the path anymore, I'm not really sure, this is the time to kind of sit back, allow life to guide us into, and use your intuitive senses, use your intuition and discernment big time right now. Let's see. Darren says, bit of a crazy day, but okay. Nice to see you too. Lisa says, all my plans fell apart today. Frustrating, but I got through it on a peaceful note. Thank you for bringing that up, because that is definitely another big highlight of this energy. Plans are not going to come together the way that we think they are. And so that's another thing to loosen up, for us to loosen up on. And I know it's the holiday season, and it's very interesting how all of this energy is culminating at this time. If you have a job or whatever, people are trying to wrap up things work-wise and get their holiday part, all the stuff, right? All the things. These plans will not really go the way that we have anticipated them to go. So it is important to trust the divine flow, trust the flow of life. And, you know, when we loosen up and let go, you could be pleasantly surprised, for sure. But that's definitely a big marker of this energy. I can't believe I didn't write that down, but so thank you for bringing that up. Hello, Oliver. So let's see what messages want to come through for us. And it's very interesting because Sagittarius is like expansive mindset and perspectives, but it's also, I mean, ruled by Jupiter, so it can expand or make things bigger. But what I'm picking up is that, you know, we all deep inside have this desire for and an inner knowing that life could be much more peaceful and harmonious and joyful, and we don't have to force it and fake it till you make it kind of thing. And yet there's a lot of tension and oppositions that are designed to show us how and when and where and why we keep repeating old patterns, or we are spinning our wheels in an old way. It's a clearing out. It's a big cleansing and clearing. So I know it can be very frustrating, especially for like the atypical, and this is no judgment, but somebody who's atypical or has to have things a specific way, and perfectionists, forget it. You're not going to have a pleasant time in this energy at all. Actually, it's a good thing, because there is no such thing as perfection, yet there's a mindset, a perception of perfectionism, or it's a pattern, really, truly. And this tension can be so unpleasant that it may break you out of that. Like, you know what? My gifts don't all need to be wrapped in this kind of wrapping paper. Like, it's just stupid stuff, but like, or it could be something more important or big, but it's like getting people to loosen up, right? I do feel a lot of trickster energy in here as well. Lisa says, I went through a very big purge last month and it feels freeing. Yeah, it is very freeing. When we fight our emotions, we fight our truth, and eventually you can't fight it anymore. The purge does come. Excuse me. And when it does, it's lightening a load. It really, truly is. But this energy is bringing up the purge for many people. And with Neptune very strongly aspecting, challenging this moon, working with Saturn, I can see the tendency to escapism is big. It's big, huge right now. And just getting into the fantasy world, and it's old patterns die hard, right? Hello, Maureen, how are you? Glad you could make it. Maureen and I go way back. Let's see. Oh, hi everybody. So glad to see you all. I'm glad to spend this time, this new moon energy, with you as well. All right, Spirit, what message do you have for us all? We're going to do a few messages. I'm picking up So take what resonates for you, leave the rest. Seven of Pentacles, the Moon. All right. Yep. And this is basically something that I've already talked about. Seven of Pentacles. Put in a lot of hard work, right? A lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work on self, or maybe on something, a relationship, a project, something that you're building. And I see her kind of patiently, maybe impatiently waiting for something to come to fruition. You know, relationships are definitely something that are teaching us something big time right now about ourselves as well. So if this is about relationships, definitely go slow and pay attention to where you may be giving parts of yourself away, not being truthful and honest about how you feel, or because especially newer relationships, you can kind of get pulled into that fantasy bubble and or that love bubble, so to speak. And red flags, you just miss them left and right. You don't see them, or you see them and you don't care kind of thing. But anyway, let's get back to something, and we all have it, something we've put a lot of hard work into, our time, our patience, our effort, our focus. We've tended to it and may have seen some things start to blossom and open up. Yeah, then we have the Moon that comes in, and here we are. There's something that's hidden, something we can't quite see. We can't quite see the path. We can't quite see where this is going, where this is heading. It's so interesting in this card too. I know that, I cover them up. You see the little black blob coming out of the water there, and I'm hearing Black Moon Lilith. Very interesting. Okay, so this is the energy of it's bringing to the surface deep emotional deep emotions that have been suppressed and hidden even from ourselves. And until we take a look at these parts of ourselves and honor the depths of our emotions and our wounds and of our past, we're going to be in a limbo state. So allow the emotions to rise to the surface. We have Eight of Wands in reverse as well. Yeah, things kind of feel like at a standstill, or even worse, like dead silence. It's not, why isn't anything changing or coming to fruition? Pay attention to pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to the emotions that are rising to the surface, that have been triggered to come to the surface for you to see them, feel them, allow them to release, especially when it comes to, and the reason why I brought up relationships is the Six of Pentacles always reminds me of relationships. You see how this person, she's giving gifts, right? It's a beautiful thing, being able to give, but are you able to receive? Here's like, we want to receive the fruits of our labor, but actually what blocks us from truly receiving? What's been hidden? Where have we been in fantasy? What illusions were we believing to be true? Six of Pentacles, the way I read this energy, and I'm feeling it very strongly right now, is like, I don't want to let anybody down. This is codependency, people pleasing. I want you to like me. This is how I look, how I look to other people. What other people think of me is more important than what I think about myself. Okay. Whew. Yeah, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on this project. Whoever this is, don't give up on this person, on this relationship, this project, this desire, this dream, whatever it is that you've been working on. It's coming. But we have to get rid of all that holds us back from being authentic and free. Freedom. That is the number one word, feeling, expression that should be flowing through us. Where are we not free? Where are we still playing a role, a part? Where are we still giving too much of ourselves and not open to receiving? You know, it didn't even dawn on me until this year. And people have told me this before, and it just like went over my head. I had the most difficult time receiving anything. If somebody gave me a gift, I'd feel like embarrassed, bashful. If somebody gave me a compliment, it's like I would always like turn it into something negative for myself. And that this goes back to childhood wounds. This goes back to the Chiron wound. So stop taking a deep inner reflection on why why is that way? Why do I not trust my ability to receive? Why do I not trust when something is given to me? Oh yeah, why do we not trust? George Michael, freedom. I won't let you down. I will not give you up. Gotta have some faith in my sound. I love that song. Thank you, Darren. Do you know that song played over and over again for me in 2018 when I was contemplating leaving everything, and I ended up leaving like everything behind in my life. No, it's great. I love it. Let's get a little more on this. Tell us more about Seven of Pentacles. Remember, we are crossing a major energetic threshold. Major. And not to mention, we have 3-eye Atlas moving closest to Earth now in the Leo constellation. So there's a lot of, and we have the Sagittarius new moon, right at the galactic center, the heart of the Milky Way. This energy is amplified a lot. There's a lot of supportive energies to really help push us out of our old patterns, our old ways, out of anything that is not authentic and free and real. And it's beautiful if you can look at it that way. And anything that may cause tension or stress or feeling like you're not fitting in or you don't want to socialize. Yeah, honestly, I'm tired all the time lately. And I honor that also. I honor it. If I'm tired and I have some time to just lay down and give myself a rest, I will do that. This is that time of year to honor that. We're doing a lot energetically. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Tell us more about the Seven of Pentacles, please. Thank you. The Chariot. Yeah. It's going to move. It's going to move forward. They're giving me 2 to 4 weeks. And that's interesting because I don't usually get like a timeline like that. But for those of you who are waiting for something to come to fruition, it's coming. It really is. The change is coming. Whatever you're waiting on is happening. There's just some energetic tweaks that's happening right now. There's duality we're still working through and surfing through. So be really mindful of what patterns arise, what emotions arise. This is our opportunity to be that change that we desire to experience outside of ourselves. All right. Interesting. We have the moon with the 3 of Swords in reverse. There's still some hidden residual leftover heartbreak. And it's deep, deep scars, some scars, deep, deep wounds. You might not even fully, they're being revealed, they're being unearthed, they're being opened up through the moon. Many of us are already aware of them. Sometimes we repeat and repeat and repeat because these wounds are so deep and they're so strong. They have had such a strong hold on us for such a long time. And this is heartbreak. Heartbroken. Not much you can do about it, but it is, what can we do to move? See, we're taught to just move on. Just get over it. And that's not what we're meant to do. This is a process of transmutation, of maturing, becoming wise, allowing those wounds to become our wisdom, our medicine. Eight of Wands in reverse with the Hangman in reverse. I feel like this is telling us that the movement isn't the action, the movement, the progress isn't moving as quickly or appearing to move as quickly as we would have liked it or hoped or thought that it was going to. But we have to recognize that we are no longer in the hangman. We are not in suspension anymore. We're at that threshold. It may appear to be an illusion, like nothing's happening. So much is happening. So much is happening that we cannot quite see yet. But it is happening within us. It is happening throughout the universe. These harmonic frequencies. There's such a new frequency on this planet right now. You can feel it. You can sense it. You can see it. This takes time to acclimate, to integrate. This is a time of integration. The wheel hasn't quite turned yet. We still have some karmic patterns to work out. Okay. I'm going to get into message number 2. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. Whew, I'll tell you what, physical symptoms that I had today with this energy, and I don't know if it's just me, but on top of feeling kind of a lot of Neptune energy, a little dreamy, a little floaty, a little like out there, I also started getting an eye twitch and a massive headache started in my temples and then moved right to my third eye, and I could feel the energy, like I could feel it moving within my skull. And I had to lay down. Didn't lay down for very long, and then I received a phone call from an old friend I hadn't talked to in a long time, just out of the blue. And then some other chaotic energy came in. It's been like that. Like, I have no expectations for my days anymore, and this is probably a piece of advice for many of you, how to navigate the next couple of weeks. You know, we have certain things, obligations that, you know, we think we have to do, or we have to do, take care of ourselves, take care of our children, our pets, our home. We have jobs and whatnot, but just to really not have, just to go with the flow right now. Go with the flow. I have no expectations other than one thing that I put out there that I need is time to myself. And many of you might be feeling this as well, especially with so much chaotic energy stirred up. I'll engage, but then it's like I gotta have time. And sleep, sleep is like my best friend right now. I'm enjoying a lot of sleep right now. Let's see, what are you guys talking about here? Hello, Alaska Critter Cam. Oh yes, birds. Dustin is lucky to be out in California with the hummingbirds right now. Nature, yes. Nature is medicine. And you know, that's the other thing about the shift in frequency. When we slow down enough to really allow ourselves to get into the new frequency, absorb and acclimate, everything is more vibrant, more alive. Nature, colors, textures, sensations, smells. This is one of the pleasures. I can hear my grandson in the bathtub below me having fun. Okay, next message. Listening to children play. That's what lights me up. To just be able to get into your own imagination and allow life to play with you in a beautiful way, in a childlike way. You're listening to, or you're planting a tree. I love that. One little drop in the ocean. I like your name as well. Oh. All right. So here's the next message. Okay? So this is a message for those of you who are not taking time to relax and to unwind through this energy. There's a very strong pull, a very strong influence to walk away from whatever is bringing you down, to take higher ground. Emotionally, it's like I've spent enough time allowing this to deplete me of my energy. I've spent enough time wallowing in this misery. I've spent enough time. Now it is time for me to pull myself up by my bootstraps and move away from whatever it is that is pulling you down. It's kind of been keeping you stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you, I'm hearing. Keeping you stuck in the middle, like between your past and your future. But until you're able to completely walk away from a situation, an emotion, so many things, right? Until you take that step, I'm no longer going to put my focus. I'm not going to allow this to bring me down any longer. And this is not escapism. This is not sticking your head in the sand. This is actually allowing your soul, your heart and soul to say, no more of this. This is not helping me. This is not, it's not pleasing to me. It doesn't feel good. It's been swallowing you up. You're not able to hold that light. The density is encroaching in on you. Okay, where's this going? And yeah, for many of us, it truly is just, what lens am I looking at this through? Absolutely. For everybody, truly. But we have to remember that everybody is in their own stage and phase of this journey. We are all waves in the ocean, but some are in the part of the wave that is crashing down onto the shore, while others are in the back of the wave that's pushing the wave to crash on the shore. So we're all here to help each other. We're all walking each other home. I'm also, I've been picking this up a lot. There are so many souls, and that Three of Swords in reverse in the last reading as well, feeling this deep sense of homesickness. Like, this is not my home. This place, this earth, this place is not my home. There's something that has been calling to me. And yes, truly, our home is not here. We are meant to bring home here, heaven on earth. We have that ability. We have everything we need within us. It just gets crowded and crowded up with all the gunk. Tell us about Eight of Emotions, please. Five of Cups in reverse. Right. Okay. Justice in reverse. I'm hearing again, a lot of these cards are coming in reverse because we're in that in-between time. We're like, if you're expecting something to move, shift, change right now, you're going to be quite disappointed. This is a time of integration. Okay, so this is all about stress, that which causes you stress, anxiety. It's closing in. It's closing in on you. Five of Cups in reverse. So when you can finally gather the strength and the courage and the determination to move ahead, move to higher ground, to see something from a higher perspective, zoom out. You're not sucked up into that black hole of something's missing. This is cannot stop dwelling on what is missing, what went wrong, what feels bad. It's like really getting sucked into our own personal black hole of telling the narrative. Things are never going to change. It's always going to be this way. No, that's, I want to say self-sabotage, but that's not the right word. We all have those internal narratives that go along when we are in an uncomfortable energy. And we're repeating cycles over and over again. It seems like nothing's ever going to change. I do get that. It's just that while we're on this bridge, while we're crossing a major threshold in life, we want to take our time. This in reverse is saying this reading is for whoever wants to try to speed up the process. And there is no, there's divine order, divine timing. This is the time to really allow and be patient and pull back and go within and reflect and connect to nature and connect to yourself, connect to your body. Your body's talking as well. Things, we have justice also in reverse. You know, wanting to be able to bring balance to your situation. Things need to be right. Well, sometimes that's all in perspective too. What is right? What is wrong? Or can we look in the reflection in the mirror and see that maybe we have a lot to do with something that is out of balance with our perspective, with needing to quickly move into something that feels better. And I'm really picking up on this one as being more of a relationship reading here. We know what we desire. We know where we want to feel good, what feels good, what our hopes, our wishes, our dreams, our desires are. When within connection to others, love, harmony, respect. This reading is for somebody, for someone who really needs to move out of a situation. Take charge of yourself and your life. Hold your light. Push back the negativity, the darkness. You're not alone. This anxiety, this sleepless nights, you need to calm the mind. It's all in the head. Yes, it's also linked to past wounds. It's linked to experiences, but we do have the power to change our experiences here. Oh, I love you guys. Yes, don't give up. Definitely don't give up. It's hardest before it's about to change. So we are at that threshold where it's like, hasn't changed yet. I'm so tired. Throwing in the towel. Surrender your beliefs, your perspective, the need to make something change. And that's hard for a lot of people to do, but this is a short period of time where it's really calling for us to float, to be, to witness, to experience, and definitely to move into a higher ground, a higher perspective emotionally, and no longer dwelling in what's missing, what hasn't gone right, what's out of balance, especially when it comes to relationships with others. Because it may not appear this way on the outside, but everybody is going through some kind of internal, emotional, mental, and psychological change, physical changes as well. Okay. Whew. Didn't expect the cards to be this heavy. All right, we got one more. One more. Cosmic Tarot is calling me. One more message. Definitely don't give up. In hindsight, I can tell you how many times I have said that to the universe. I quit. I give up. I'm going. You can't go back anyway. But like just frustration because we have these expectations and high hopes, and to surrender that too, because what is meant for us, what we signed up, there's so many beautiful, unique surprises that are right around the corner. I feel like many of us aren't even going to be able to imagine what that is. But there is a shift. There's a shift in relationships. Many people who have been alone or solo for the last 7 to 10 years, going through their own relationship dynamic changes and seeing your part in it and seeing the mirror and all of that stuff, are going to be matched up with somebody of equal for experience. And then those who have been in relationship for long time, but it's actually not taking you anywhere anymore, and you may be really frustrated and tired, those relationships are most likely coming to an end, to go through a phase and a period. A lot of times we do have to take the journey solo for a while to get to know ourselves, to get to know the journey. Trust me when I say how many times I used to want a partner, and I'm really grateful that I didn't, because of the energy pool. You share energy with another human. And when you're going through transitions and transformations and changes and shifts, internally, externally, metaphysically, you need to have your own space and time and not be interrupted by somebody else's stuff. Yeah, that came to me very strongly. I don't know if I woke up this morning with that information. I feel like I did. A lot of times I'll wake up in the morning and I have all these messages and downloads, and I should write them down. But it was either this morning or yesterday morning. I woke up and it was like really strong. And it was saying, you know, those who have been walking the journey solo for X amount of time, you're not going to be solo much longer. And you're actually not looking for somebody else to walk the journey with any longer, because you're happy in your own, with your own company. Your relationship to yourself has developed to such a higher level And that's when you can have a really healthy relationship with somebody else who has the same experience, the same energy, the same mentality, the same experience. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Last message. 9 of Cups. What are you talking about? Love, relationship, connection, sharing these beautiful experiences with another. And this goes with friendships too, healthy friendship dynamics. Ooh, there we have Divine Feminine right there, Empress. Yes, the Empress, Divine Feminine energy, pregnant, birthing something, a new creation of sorts, a new experience with a newfound aliveness and receptivity to life. 9 of Cups, love, desires, beauty, Venus energy, strength, finding our own strength and power within. Also having the strength to tame the ego, the beast within. Ace of Wands, new energy, new inspiration, new creativity, new creation I'm hearing. Oh, there's my cat. I might have to let her in. Yeah, let me let her in real quick. Sorry, it's kind of nasty outside. Here we go. Darren, you're on a roll, I will say. Okay. It's not... Do we go there? No. Okay, we're getting back into the reading. Sorry, I was receiving another message. 9 of Cups. Tell us more about 9 of Cups, please. Are you able to let go of the past? The past, what went wrong in the past in your relationships? Because if you're not, they're going to repeat themselves in new relationships or in existing relationships. Interesting, the Sun in reverse. And I feel like there's all the energy of vacillation going back and forth into the new expanded version of self and healed, and you know, we think we are like over something, and then we have an experience that kind of takes us back into a similar scenario that we've been into before, and you're like, oh, maybe I wasn't quite done with this yet. But instead of sabotaging whatever it is that the love, the beauty, the harmony that we're experiencing, we can turn the Six of Swords around and allow the energy to carry us to a calmer frame of mind, to see ourselves in the reflection and make new choices, make a choice to not repeat old patterns, to not repeat. And if there's a mindset, a frame of mind that continues to loop around, to pay attention, to be aware of that, to take accountability. Thank you. Take accountability for ourselves and how we interact with life and other people. We have the Lovers with the Strength card. This is having the strength to choose yourself over and over and over again. When we are in relationships with others, we tend to put ourselves in the back burner and put other people ahead of ourselves. New relationship paradigm and dynamic is equal reciprocity, equal give and take, and understanding that nobody is perfect and that we are all on this unique journey together, having our own unique experiences based off of our past. Can we let go of the past? Can we, it's not that it's going to be erased, but it can be used as wisdom, as maturity, as I no longer want to repeat what I have experienced in the past. And I want to take accountability for everything that I am projecting out there, my part in it. It takes two, you know the saying, it takes two. It takes two to tango. The Lovers card, divine counterparts, also about choices. Temptation, I'm also hearing, having the strength to not get lured into temptation, as far as giving yourself away, selling your soul. I'm hearing interesting. So this is what's going on right now. Anything that's left over, residual, that we cannot take with us, is being shaken apart, shaken loose, shown to us in one way or another, to be very present and slow down enough to pay attention, because we are being prepped, we're being primed, we are being dusted off and shined back up for a new experience, a new paradigm that's coming very soon. So yes, there may be some new inspiration, new ideas, and that's beautiful. Make sure, King of Cups came out in reverse, make sure you are in your emotional intelligence, emotional integrity. In reverse, sometimes we can jump first before we're ready. And this is saying, be mindful. Are you sure you are ready? We have the Sun in reverse also with the Empress. This is some really important and new energy I'm also picking up here overall. When we don't put ourselves first, and this is not in an egotistical or narcissistic way, but taking accountability as well. When we are putting other people first, we are giving away our vital life force energy. We are not honoring our soul's path, and what true happiness means for us, each and every one of us individually. Just because it makes somebody else happy, it might make you happy at first to make somebody else happy, but be mindful of that. What are you giving away? Is there an equal balance here? And that's tricky, because the Empress wants to care for, it's nurturing, it's mothering. Yet there's something in here, and the Lovers is always telling me, I feel like many of us have fallen for this in the past, because you feel so strongly about someone, especially in the beginning of the bubble love phase of relationship. You feel so strongly about and passionate about someone, you forget about yourself. And this reading is like, there's something coming, but don't forget about yourself. Don't repeat the past. Yeah, I jumped too soon. I think, well, a lot of us do, because we're passionate, we're excited. That's interesting, though. So I'd like to take some time for us to collectively just get together here while we're here together and put our intentions out there for this new moon, collectively, for the growth and the evolution of humanity on this planet. If you can just close your eyes for a moment, place your hands on your heart, take a deep breath in, and visualize a world of peace and harmony, where we can all see each other as brother and sister, where we all know each other on the other side. We're just here playing these characters, playing out these roles, these archetypes, these parts. And it's time for a new scene. It's time to bring heaven on earth once again. There was a time where we all collectively lived here together in harmony, in peace, with many other beings. And that time will come again. We are at the turning of a time. And what I would like to put out there into the universe is that we are ready to make the changes, to be the changes that are needed to bring this back once again, where there is no competition, no comparison, no more violence, hatred, blindness, greed, selfishness, where we can all witness and realize truly there is only love. And that is my intention for us all. For this new moon, may we all make it through this threshold peacefully, honoring our path, honoring the lessons that we came here to learn, honoring the cycles we came here to break, and to become the true, authentic versions of our soul. And I feel there's one more. Native spirit is calling me. Our native spirit. One last message for us all. May we all remember our innocence and the true value of life itself. Ancestors. We have the ancestors are here with us. I love it. Yes, I love that. Dustin says, yes, this is beautiful. Earth being respected. No animals in cages. Nobody hungry. Humanity remembers its oneness and how precious all life is. This vision is not just beautiful and possible, but destined. I agree 100,000%. I can feel it, truly. And I used to say, I hope that happens while I'm still alive here in this body. I can already see it start to happen. Yes, all animals are our brothers and sisters. Absolutely. All living beings. All living beings. We have a message, and it is from the ancestors. Card meaning, wisdom is blossoming. Even if there are unsettling situations in your life, there's a reason for it, and much good will occur as a result. Your ancestors are sending you incredible support to fulfill your dreams. Be aware of the coincidences, signs, and synchronicities around you. Watch for messages from your forebearers. No matter what's occurring on the surface of your life, your prayers are being answered in mysterious ways beyond your awareness. Your native spirit wants you to know. There's wisdom that dwells deep within the cells, deep within your cells. That's a spiritual bequest from your ancestors. This wisdom has come not only from your forebearers' joyous, carefree times, it has also bloomed from their failures, deflated dreams, and seemingly wrong turns in life. Part of their message to you is to cherish every experience, for all of it will deepen your wisdom, compassion, and understanding as it did theirs. Also, know that there's an innate wisdom within you, always. It's simply a matter of turning within in order to access it. Native people always call on their ancestors for support. To ask for their help is to walk the native path. Sometimes you may be so focused on what's outside you that you forget that wisdom is available to you from the spirit of your ancestors. Be willing to ask, for they want to support you. I will share this one because I do speak with my ancestors, my loved ones on the other side. And it started with my grandmother, and then my father came through. Over time, they divulged to me that all of the struggles that I have worked through and overcome, including addiction, healing from abuse and trauma, these are all things that they were unable to complete and accomplish while they were alive. This was ancestral patterning and karma that I was able to break the chain, the cycle. And they were literally standing above me, just applauding and crying. And I was crying like, oh my God, I did it. And to have that kind of confirmation from the other side, and it was so deep and so, my words are not doing any justice to the experience and the interaction. But the realization, I went from why me? Why do I have to have that? You know, like being woe is me and exhausted and tired and like fed up to like, do you have any idea what you have done, what you're doing? We were not able to do time and time and time again. So any little thing that you can overcome and turn it around into wisdom, into strength, into medicine, into healing, into something that helps another is huge, big, huge. Don't ever minimize what it is that you are working through and overcoming and moving through. It does not have to be as big as what I'm talking about here. It's anything. Don't give up. Stay with the journey. Stay with the process. The light is at the end of the tunnel. I can see it so clearly now. We are on that threshold, and it's just a matter of time. So give yourself some slack, give yourself some space through this holiday season, especially as we are not quite done with the year of the snake, the year of the shedding, the year of completions, but we're almost there. And as we know, as I've been saying for years, it usually gets darkest before dawn. It gets harder before it gets easier. And that is been my perspective and experience. And when things seem really, really heavy, dark, challenging, there's something inside that says, oh, something is shifting. Something is about to change. So get excited. Relax into this energy. Allow it to just flow. Allow it to show you what you may need to let go of, release, walk away from. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. Everything is in divine order, and we hold the blueprint within us. Yes. That's what I have for us all. I think that we are complete here. Oh, I'm sorry, Free Weight Fury. Your mother just passed away Tuesday she was 72. Well, she's here with you. When we leave our bodies, we don't go, we are still, our soul is still present. Our personalities are even connected to the soul. I'll tell you, my dad, he was a funny guy, and he still is on the other side. And likes to play jokes too. Likes to play jokes on me. And I always say, you know, when I leave my body, I go on the other side, I want to do the same thing, because we have a lot of fun together, even though he's not in his body. I definitely know that he's here. And so this is a new way to find a new way to connect to your mother and to anybody who has a loved one that has left their body. I'm here to tell you that I speak to many souls that have left their body, and they are extremely happy and here to support us, cheering us on. So, and developing a whole new relationship. It's very liberating and very freeing. So I know it's difficult for us humans here because we have an attachment. It's hard. It's an adjustment. It is an adjustment. So thank you all for being here tonight. It's such a pleasure to share energy with you and be here together with everybody. Happy new moon in Sagittarius. I know I didn't paint a beautiful, bright and shiny, cheery picture for it, but I mean, I'm just being really real. This energy isn't for the faint of heart, but I think we've been through enough this year. This is the end of a completion cycle. So give yourself some slack, take it easy, really slow it down. And there are some beautiful ways to connect to the spirit of the season and try not to get caught up in the hustle and bustle. Try not to get caught up and swept away in any of the other energies. You're not alone. And if old wounds surface, know that they're surfacing so that you can see them and choose to give them, ask for support. I'd like to let this go. I'd like to heal. I want to move on. I'd like to be free, because we are all free on the other side. We tend to feel a little locked and imprisoned here on earth and in these bodies. But we can free ourselves and liberate ourselves. So yes, good night to everybody, or good day wherever you are in the world. Thank you again for being here. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care. Bye.